Costco Wholesale Corporation, or better known as Costco, is the third largest retailer behind Walmart and Amazon. In 2019, they ranked just number 14 on the Fortune 500 ranking of the largest United States corporations by total revenue. In this week's stock review episode, we're going to be talking about Costco and how this massive retail juggernaut became who it is today, and also help you better understand the company that you might be looking at investing into. As always, you always need to know everything about the business before you invest in it, so this should give you a good outline of the history and where they're going into the future. If you enjoy this video and want to stay up to date on the channel and every new video that comes out, including the stock review that will be coming out every single week, once a week, be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Also, remember to like the video. I'd appreciate it a lot. Remember, if you guys are looking to support the channel in any way, you don't have to give me anything in return. All you have to do is use my links down below for M1 Finance, Robinhood, or Webull, 3 solid brokerages to get your investing journey started, and they will give you free money just by using my links down below. So with that out of the way, let's get right back into the video. Costco's history starts all the way back at July 12, 1976, when Sol Price and his son Robert opened the first ever Price Club warehouse, which was located in San Diego, California, in a converted airplane hangar. The original Price Club warehouse is actually still in use today and is known as Costco Warehouse 401. It wasn't until 1983 where Costco got its name Costco, when James Sinegal, a former employee of Sol Price, decided to open up his first ever Costco warehouse location in Seattle. James and his partner Jeffrey Brotman saw a huge opportunity in bringing the warehouse club industry into not only business members but also non-business members. From that point forward, the company grew from $0 to $3 billion in sales in less than 6 years, and they were the first ever company to ever do that. By 1993, James Sinegal and the Price family decided to reunite and merge operations, and this was after Price and Price family declined an offer from Sam Walton and the Walmart family to merge Price Club with their chain, Sam's Club. Long story short, the companies did end up combining together and they created the name Price Costco. Between the two companies, they had over 206 locations that generated over $16 billion in annual sales. By the time of 1994, the Price brothers actually ended up leaving the company and formed their own new business entity unrelated to the current Costco. By the time of 1997, Costco changed its name to Costco Wholesale Corporation, and all stores were rebranded with this on the front. Nowadays, Costco employs over 254,000 full-time and part-time employees worldwide and has over 100 million active members that pay the membership fee. Costco has a long-standing tradition of always being high-quality, fair-price goods. The company's rule is very strict and they will not mark up any item over 14% over cost. And with their own private label brand, Kirkland, they will not mark up anything over 15%. If Costco feels that for 1 second that they are being gypped, they will refuse to stock the product. It went as far as in 2009 when Costco refused to sell Coca-Cola products. Now they ended up of course settling that and they sold Coca-Cola products the following month. However, it shows that they are more worried about their members than they are about profits. To get a better understanding of this as an investor perspective, we have to take a look at every single segment of their business and analyze it individually from the entire business as a whole. The most obvious one, of course, is the membership. There are multiple types of memberships, both for personal and business use. For personal use, they have the Gold Star Everyday Value Gold Star member, and this is $60. These are all annual and they all come with one free household card, so you have one for yourself and someone in your household. The second most popular personal option is the Gold Star Executive. This has a 2% annual reward for up to $1,000 of spending and also has additional discounts on many of Costco's services, of which they have a ton. As for the business membership, you guessed it, this is for businesses. There are once again 2 options here. One is $60 and one is $120. But one thing that is nice is you could pay $60 to add another card to your business, and this could be for managers, employees, etc. Other benefits include business delivery, payment processing, business healthcare, water delivery, and the list goes on and on. As for the financials behind this, this does not make up a huge portion of their revenue, but it does make up a huge portion of their net profit. In 2020, the total paid members reached 58,100,000. Of that, 46,800,000 of them were normal and 11,300,000 were business. Compare that to last year's numbers of 53,900,000. That is over a 7% increase year over year year in total members. Now, as for the largest source of revenue, this is everything from the retail sales. This includes online and in-store. We'll get into online numbers in a second, but first, the net sales for 2020 were $149,351,000. If we take a look at it by subcategory, we could see that food is by far the largest category of this, equating for $68 million of those dollars. From 2019 to 2020, there was a huge influx, and some have a bearish statement saying that this is only a one-time thing, and that is because everyone wanted to buy in bulk this year, of course, because no one wanted to leave their house. Now, while that's a fair statement, we also have to look at the final segment of the business, which we're going to subcategorize into this whole retail thing, e-commerce. Now, just a few days ago, Charlie Munger came out and said the best chance that Amazon gets taken down is because of Costco. And that is because they care about quality and they care about price. And those two things are exactly what Amazon used to be. From their words, Costco.com played a vital role in meeting members' needs, especially those choosing or required to stay at home. Our e-commerce business saw a 50% increase in sales. Increases were particularly evident in same-day delivery and two-day grocery delivery, prescription medications, electronics, and office supplies. Later down, they say our depots responded to unprecedented volume by shifting certain operations to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they opened 13 new warehouses, and they expect to open 20 new buildings here in 2021 to expand their growth even further. Speaking of rapid growth, as of December 31st, 2021, Costco has over 803 locations all across the globe. United States, Canada, and Mexico is a big chunk of it, with 558, 102, and 39 respectively. Other than that, though, they are all around the world, including China, Australia, Spain, France, United Kingdom, Iceland, Taiwan, Korea, and Japan. And to summarize all the finances, we could look at a 5-year chart from August 2016 and forward. The revenues have grown from $118 million all the way up to $178 million where we sit currently, and with that, operating income has increased drastically, and that's great for shareholders because that means that more money can go into shareholders' hands or into future growth. And in the case of Costco, they do not pay a whopping dividend. However, they do pay a dividend, and it is a strong grower that has been showing dividend growth for the previous 16 years. With a 0.884 dividend yield, that payout ratio only puts them at 28%, so that leaves us with a lot of room for future dividend growth and also a lot of room for future company growth in total. While a dividend yield is not a whopping number, they do like to give back to their shareholders, and this year they gave out a special dividend of $10 per share for every common shareholder. That could have been some big money, and I'm sure they're going to do it in the future as well. So I wouldn't worry too much about the dividend yield on this one, and instead worry about a low payout ratio with a nice growth rate of 12.73% over the previous 5 years. Now, as for valuations, this thing currently sits at a 34 PE ratio and a forward PE of 33.33. Its price to sales ratio is only 0.87, and those numbers are a lot better than they were back in November at its all-time highs when they were sitting in the 40 PE range for the forward-looking statements. Since that all-time high on November 30th, the stock has dropped 19% down from 391.77 all the way down to the low 300s. Now, I don't know when you're watching this, but in this current overpriced market, 30 PE ratio is pretty normal, and I'd say this is pretty fairly valued for the future outlook and future growth of the business. Of course, if you're watching this 2 years from now, these price targets will be a little bit different, but current professional analysts have this thing pegged at an average of $377.30, and that would give us 18.9% upside from where we are right now. As for what I'm doing with Costco right now, I am in the buying stage right now on my long-term dividend growth accounts. Now, these dividend accounts aren't meant for me to make money off of them right now because 1%, obviously, I will need a lot of money in one stock to live off of 1%. Instead, I'm looking 20 years down the line when I might actually need this money. That is when Costco, I believe, is going to continue to increase their dividends. So I will continue to cost average in no matter what the price is, no matter if it's overvalued or undervalued. Because ultimately, if the price drops even more, then I'll just buy more shares and cost average down. I'm confident in the business long term, and that's all for me to get my investment started on Costco and keep evolving my investment on my M1 Finance account, of which it is in my dividend long-term portfolio growth account that is on M1 Finance. Now, don't just treat this 10-minute video like all the due diligence in the world. Continue to do your own due diligence whenever you are deciding to invest in anything. One YouTube video is likely not enough, even how in-depth I went on the company, but I'm sure you could find out even more than I found out here with my hours of research. If you would like me to do a full review on the company that you are looking into, please leave that down below. The first ones there are the most likely the ones I'm going to see first, and I'm going to get started on that video here soon. So please do leave that down below as soon as possible. And remember to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned into this playlist, because there's going to be a lot more like these and you can learn a lot about companies. Even if you don't particularly want to invest in these companies, it's still very informational. I think it's very interesting to learn all this about companies such as Costco and the future ones that we will do on this channel. So if you appreciate the research, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching till the end. I'll see you in the next one.